Look at my hair. This is how you know that this video wasn't planned at all. I just literally just picked up my camera and this is what I look like. Okay, I'm choosing to draw myself right now. I've been all over Pinterest just like looking at tattoos. I really want a vine tattoo, but I haven't found one that I like to the point where I'm like, yes, I need that one like right now. And I also don't have the money, so I have a Sharpie. I'm just gonna doodle on myself because that's just how artsy fartsy I am and impulsive. Anyway, I did see one that's like here, but I'm really skinny and my bone is literally right there. Like, I don't know how I feel about somebody carving at me. I would have to be like really drunk so that I wouldn't feel anything. But I also have some henna in my pantry that I think I could use, but I've only worked with henna once and I was in middle school. I'm not a fan of the color that it leaves behind, but this is also too thick. So I think I'm gonna do the outline with Sharpie. Since I haven't found like I just want something that like wraps around me, like that's like kind of like showing movement, but is very naturey. And snakes and vines are what interests me the most, besides like the Pisces little sign. So I'm gonna try to draw a little snake on me and see how that develops. Finished the outline of it. This only wraps around once, which is fine. I just don't want like one full snake here, but I think I'm just gonna keep going with Sharpie. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I'm gonna just go get the henna. I don't want to, but I'm gonna just, it'll be an experiment. We're just gonna see what happens. Here are my 2 things of henna. I think you just start. I'm not sure, and I'm too lazy to look it up. This is gonna be interesting. Whoa, was not expecting that. Okay, how thick is it? Let me get used to this. Oh, it's not that. How do they do this? Okay, it's actually really thin. Okay. Look at my practice. I think I can work with this. Not gonna be the best, but I have faith that it'll be, we're gonna be all right. All right, let's do this. I'm just gonna start with the outline. I'll be back. It's gonna take a while. You guys, I'm honestly so impressed with myself. It may not look that, it may not look that perfect, but for my first attempt at henna, it's pretty good. I feel like maybe the line's a little too thin, but I'm hoping it shows up. Fingers crossed. Yikes, that line's gonna be wobbly. It's okay, maybe we'll learn how to shade. Okay. This is so cool. I don't know how they can just come up with those designs, just so beautiful. Like, I don't understand how they do that. All right, nobody told my mom. Nobody told my mom I'm doing This is how far I've gotten. It looks terrible. It's pretty bad. But I'm committed. I made this poop stain in my shorts with it. I'm committed and I gotta keep going, and my wrist hurts. Squeezing this hurts. Guys, I finished. I don't like the wraparound over here. I really don't like the wraparound over here, but I'm thinking maybe if I like move the tail up, it'll look a little better if the band is higher in my arm, but I don't like that right now. But this is what it looks like. I'm waiting for it to dry, and since I can't really do much with this arm is literally so tired from like squeezing that thing as hard as I can to like, I don't know why it was so hard to get the dye out. I don't know if it's like drying, and I don't know if I trust that this is gonna paint anything, just because there's some spots that are really, really dry and they don't look like they dyed anything. So I really hope all this wasn't for nothing, but it's pretty chill right now. I'm enjoying it. I'm watching Ivy the Occultist next to my messy closet. Just learning about how to work with spirits. And I guess this is a good time for a little rant. Oh. Look at it. It's so cool. I've been wanting a tattoo forever, but I never know like what I want to get. But again, I just want something with like movement, divine energy, like, and yeah. So I chose to go with a snake. It took forever, guys. He's playing Gary's mod, so who knows what's happening. All right, I don't know why or how I lost like a 15-minute video clip of myself ranting about the spiritual journey I was in this exact moment, and this was a couple months ago, probably like 5 or 6 months ago, so I can't exactly recall everything I was saying, but I'm just gonna drop it in here because I was literally so excited to edit this vlog, because in this other vlog that I'm gonna edit where I go to Galveston Beach, it kind of just ties into this one, and I'm just confused as to what happened to that footage. I recall... What up? Editing April here. I didn't just want you staring at a black screen, so here I am, editing April. So I lost this footage, and this upcoming other vlog kind of tied into whatever I was saying here, so I don't know what happened, but basically I was talking about how I have had these experiences where I've been seeing things related to what maybe my ancestors just want me to feel at that moment. And I don't know if that sounds crazy. I know that to maybe some people it won't and it'll resonate with them, but it's kind of still new to me because I've never experienced anything like that. I grew up in a very strict Christian household, and working with ancestors, even though I'm Mexican, it didn't, like in the Mexican culture, working with ancestors is a thing, but I didn't grow up that way. I grew up more Christianized, and that was more kind of like occult work in a way, or like frowned upon. And I don't even know where to go with this. Again, I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but if I'm trying to remember correctly, I was just talking about how I've just been feeling this call to work with my ancestors, but I don't really know how. And again, it's because I was never really taught how, like, except for like lighting a candle and, you know, sending your prayers to them. But I know that it can be more than that. It just kind of depends. Anyway, I don't know. When I'm talking about my ancestors, I don't really know who they are because I just don't know. But based off the area my family is from, both my mom and my dad, and where their parents are from, and just trying to imagine where their family came from. They come from this part of Mexico where I could have Aztec or Mayan ancestors. I'm not exactly sure, right? This is just a belief and things that I've been seeing and like what I feel very drawn to. So I feel like these energies are calling to me, or I don't know, there's some sort of connection. I'm like so weary about sharing this because I don't want to seem like I'm making anything up or like I'm crazy, but I know that some people will understand what I'm talking about, but I know that some other people won't. And if you just don't vibe with this conversation anymore, then, you know, just kindly exit the video. But if you're here, yeah, I've just been feeling this calling, and so I'm trying to work with them, and I feel this connection to like a very primal, very ancient magic, and I don't really know how to explain that or what to do with that. If anybody has any guidance on that, or I don't know. So the snake tattoo represents a lot to me, just because like the Aztecs also reverend, no, I don't know if that's the right word, but they saw the powerful symbolism in snakes as transformation and power, wisdom, and divine energy, and representing both like earthly and celestial forces. And so it's like instances like that where it's like, I don't know why I'm drawn to the snake, but I grew up in a Christian household, and like the snake is kind of like the devil, because in, you know, in the book of Genesis, where Adam and Eve are in the garden and the snake appears to Eve and is like, well, you should eat of this fruit and you should get more wisdom. Like, that was the devil tempting the woman to sin. And because of women, like, everybody's has original sin or whatever. I don't know if I agree with that anymore, because it's like, if there was a God that wanted the best for his children, why would he keep wisdom away from them? And snake in Hebrew, because okay, I had to look it up. In some ancient and mystical interpretations of Genesis, the snake Nechash, or I don't know how to explain that, how to spell that, I mean how to say that, in the Garden of Eden is seen not merely as a talking animal, but as a divine or angelic being, or at least a messenger of hidden knowledge. So the Hebrew word for snake is not something, right? And that is what was written, right? The original text is in Hebrew, and that's what they say tempts Eve, which means serpent. The literal meaning is serpent, but the root meaning is to divine or to whisper an enchantment. So that word snake implies something wise and magical and supernatural, not just like this ordinary reptile. So it could be thought as being like this shining being, like a shining kind of metal being, possibly a spiritual or angelic creature before being cursed. Not necessarily evil, but proud, jealous, or overreaching. So there's like too much to this to try to talk about it in like 5 minutes. But early Gnostics saw the serpent as a bringer of divine knowledge who liberates humanity from ignorance. So if this serpent is trying to help Adam and Eve come into enlightenment and out of ignorance, why would this God want to keep them ignorant? I don't know. So Eve becomes the first initiate, and the serpent a teacher rather than a deceiver. These are non-canonical but philosophical rich views. So in some interpretations, the Nakash, I don't know, may represent an angelic being, a messenger of divine wisdom, or a force of consciousness itself. It says that angels and serpents, divine messengers and tempters were not like separated, that they were all just this divine mystery of choice, knowledge, and transformation. Maybe I don't know, this is just me talking out, but maybe God wasn't just testing us, but he was also testing his angels. I don't know. And maybe that's how all this started. But anyway, snakes. I feel this call to have like this snake tattoo, but I don't know where that's coming from. I'm not really somebody that likes snakes or would like want one. I'm not like terrified of them, but I feel like there's something mystical about the symbolism of a snake, and I feel very drawn to it. This kind of deviated from talking about ancestors again. I don't remember exactly what I ranted on about, but I'm gonna just leave this here. Please be nice in the comments. It's just me and my personal gnosis and the research I do, and just like within this research that I do, I'm just like asking more questions. Again, I'm always trying to approach things from like a philosophical mindset and just like ask questions and be like, well, how does this relate? And so that's why I'm like, okay, well, if serpents and divine beings and angels and tempters were not separated in this mystical realm at this time, and like humans were ignorant and didn't have this divine wisdom, then like who was really being tested here? Us, or like all these other mystical beings? And I'm gonna leave that here. That's it. I wish I had that video saved, because it was more just like me talking about how I feel called to work with my ancestors, and how I had this other experience where I like to just do a lot of movement for them. Like I understand that they love music and movement and dancing and art a lot, and fire, and so whenever I can, I try to offer them candles. Whenever I light one or I light some incense, I like to put on some music and dance. And yeah, it can feel very magical, and I feel like there's a connection, and like I feel like they accept that offering. And I'm not really asking for anything, it's just more, hey, this is for you. love ya, you know, just trying to start that connection and let them know that I'm here to honor them and represent them. I think I remember saying something like that too, that I feel this call to just represent them, but I don't really know how, because I'm not in tune with that side of me yet. I'm still learning. I only just right now just feel this calling from them to work with them, to get to know them, to listen, to drop in, to build this connection, and we'll go from there. I don't know. Again, hopefully there's no hate in this video. It's just me talking, and I'm trying to record the spiritual journey because I think it's very interesting how I've shifted from a very devout Catholic mindset to where I'm going now, and it's really interesting how these two things have changed. So I'm kind of like approaching this from a research perspective, trying to see how I grow and this new consciousness I'm building, and just trying to see who else I can reach that connects and vibes with this. Because when I was coming out of my very intense Christian upbringing, it was really hard, and it was very depressing and filled with a lot of anxiety, and I wish that I had somebody that I could connect to online, because I couldn't with anybody around me. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm here to respect everybody's point of view. I'm not here to judge anybody. If you're still very Christian, that's you, you know. If it works for you, it works for you. It's just, there's new things that I've been learning and it's not so much the God aspect of it, or the saints, or the angels, or Mary, or anything like that I don't believe. It's more so understanding that man is flawed, and just because they are in this divine setting doesn't mean that they all have the best intentions, or, you know, there's just other things like the lost gospels of Thomas, the lost gospel of Mary Magdalene, all these lost gospels that the church tried very hard to destroy and burn and take out from existence, that you kind of just have to do your own research if you haven't on that already. It's very interesting and powerful scriptures that I can't unsee, and I feel like there's just so much that we're being kept away from, so many truths that have been edited, so many things that have been rewritten from like paganism, twisted into like what it should actually be based off what Christians believe. There's just so much to it. This rant became something else that I didn't plan on it being, but if you are interested in knowing more about what the heck I'm talking about, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to make a video on it. But there's also so many other videos that you could just research by yourself, because I don't think I'm the best at teaching them. I'm just gathering knowledge and journaling my experience, journaling my growth, and hoping that I can help anybody that felt the same kind of stress and anxiety and depression coming out of such a intense, strict faith, and trying to find themselves and find who they really are in their innate being and their natural being, who they are really meant to be. So yeah, I love you. See you soon. Guys, I literally ended this vlog and it's 5:55. So do with that knowledge as you will, believe what you will, but I'm telling you, it's always when I'm like just straight up into like these religious spiritual conversations that I see that crap. So I don't know if it's a spirit just being like, thank you for sharing that, like, or you're in the right path, or like, you know, like you are in alignment with something. I don't know. 5:55, guys.